children, I hope you're well. I've just been for a run, so that's why I'm looking a bit rosy cheeked. I found it very hard. I ran down the hill and I ran very fast down the hill, and then I had to come up the hill and I ran very slow back up the hill. But hopefully after I've drunk my nice cup of tea that I've got here, I'll feel much better for it. So today is Wednesday the 8th of April, and I've got our lovely nature poem, and this one looks really funny. Can you see how it's written? It's written all the way down like that. It's called When a Fish. So I'm going to have a go at reading to you. It's a bit funny to read because it looks so funny. When a fish. When a fish screws slimy up out of the long dark river, downness and bubbling says down there blub in the long dark deepness blub. There's an alligator blub. Oh, believe that fish. That's a very funny poem, isn't it? You notice that there was lots of words that they used at the same time. When they're doing poetry, they use something called repetition, which means you repeat things. So you use words more than once. So it said bubbling, dark, blub, blub a few times. If you want to pause it and go back and listen to me reading that poem, you can maybe hear which words did I repeat in it. Very funny poem. Okay, so today, children, we are going to read this story, Zog and the Flying Doctors. Again, I think some of you will know it. This is one of my favourite stories as well. I hope that yesterday you enjoyed drawing and designing your own bog babies, and if any of you'd like to take a photo and draw and send it in, then Sarah and I would love to see your work. And thank you very much, Felix, for sending your lovely work in. That was so made my morning, seeing all your beautiful work. I loved the tree with all the different animals put on. That was really, really good. So I'm really glad that you're listening and enjoying these videos and doing the work that I ask you to do. Very impressed. So, Zog and the Flying Doctors. This is today's story. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. You can see me and hear me clearly. Meet the Flying Doctors, a dragon knight and a girl. Their names are, I can't read upside down, Their names are Gadabout the Great and Zog and Princess Pearl. Pearl gives people medicine, and Gadabout is expert at performing operations, and Zog is good at flying, though not quite so good at landing. But Gadabout and Princess Pearl are always understanding. Meet the Flying Oops, let's go back to this next page. Sorry, I was reading it back to front. Oh dear, look. Can you see? Flying over. Let's see, and look who they spot. Oh no! Flying high one morning, they heard a mermaid wail. I'm sunburned and it hurts, she cried, swishing her scaly tail. Bang, crash, thump, they landed. The mermaid's skin was red. Pearl rubbed in some special cream. And wear this hat, she said. Thank you, said the mermaid, and she waved a fond goodbye as the team of flying doctors sped away into the sky. As the sun rose higher, they saw a unicorn. He pawed the ground and whinnied, I've grown an extra horn. Bang, crash, thump, they landed. I'll help you, said the knight, and he cut the horn off gently to the unicorn's delight. Thank you, said the unicorn, for taking so much care, and the team of flying doctors sped away into the air. Halfway through the afternoon, they heard a lion sneeze. I've caught the flu, the lion roared. Could someone help me, please? Bang, crash, thump, they landed, and Pearl said, take this pill and do keep warm. That's terribly important when you're feeling ill. But the lion's cave was chilly, so Zog said, fetch some wood. Then he breathed out lots of flames until the fire burned bright and good. Thank you, roared the lion. I'm feeling nice and warm. Then the team of flying doctors sped away into the storm. As evening fell, look, pretty pictures, evening fell, they saw a great big palace down below. That's my uncle's house, said Princess Pearl. Let's go and say hello. Bang, crash, thump, they landed. Pearl's uncle was the king. He didn't say hello. Instead, he said, "You naughty thing! Where have you been?" he thundered. "You look an awful mess. What's happened to your crown, and where's your pretty frilly dress?" "But, Uncle, can't you see I'm a doctor now?" said Pearl. The king replied, "Princesses can't be doctors, silly, silly girl." He told his men to seize her and to lock her up inside. Princess Pearl was furious. She stamped and stormed and cried. Weeks went by and Princess Pearl spent many weary hours sewing pretty cushions and arranging pretty flowers. The others tried to rescue her with all their might and main, but they simply couldn't manage it. All their efforts were in vain. Each night they flew to visit her and perched upon her sill, and one dark night she told him, and the king had fallen ill. The king grew worse, his head was sore, his arms and legs felt weak. His skin had turned bright orange, and he could hardly even speak. He called a lot of doctors, a new one every day. He croaked, "What is my illness?" But they just simply couldn't say. They didn't know the answer. But Pearl was pretty sure. "It looks like orange fever." She'd read about the cure. A grated horn of a unicorn, a mighty lion's sneeze, some mermaid scales, a little slime, and 1/2 pound of cheese. She told the others what to get. "And be very quick. My uncle could be dying. He looks extremely sick." Away flew Zog and Gadabout. They reached the lion's den. Bang, crash, thump, they landed, and he sneezed for them, and then they flew back to the forest, where the grateful unicorn was very pleased to give them her unwanted sawn-off horn. And back to the mermaid's rock they flew, so it gladly gave some scales, and her sea friends allowed them to collect some tiny snails. Slimy snails, because they need slime, don't they? So slimy snails from the snails. Zog said, "Oh, I'm exhausted." But he flew and he flew and he flew until bang, crash, thump, he landed back on the windowsill. Yeah. Princess Pearl said, "Thank you for the scales, the slime, the sneeze, and the horn which she then grated up with 1/2 pound of cheese." She tiptoed to her uncle's room. The king lay in his bed. She said, "Now open wide. Put a spoon in your mouth." After just one spoonful, her uncle felt much stronger, and after spoonful 2, he wasn't orange any longer. And after spoonful 3, the king was dancing with delight. "Ah, princesses can be doctors, you are absolutely right." "Hooray," said Princess Pearl, and she ran to join the other 2. Then off in the sunset sped the flying doctor's crew. Whee! The end. Lovely story. Okay, so they had to make a cure. A cure is some medicine, so a cure for the illness. Can you remember what it was they thought he had? What did Princess Pearl think it was? That it was orange fever. So it looked like orange fever. So he had to have all of those different things. Grated horn of a unicorn, a mighty lion sneeze, some mermaid scales, a little slime, and 1/2 pound of cheese. And that was the cure for the orange fever. And what I would like you to do today is I'd like you to make your own little potion for something. So you can maybe get a large cup and put some water in it And then maybe if you have a grown-up, or if you have anywhere outside at all, or if you go to the park, I was thinking you could collect a few little leaves that you find, some grass, if you find any little bits of acorn or any natural bits that you can find, and you can stir them all in and imagine that you're making a cure for an illness. And then what I'd like you to do is write down all the ingredients that you have. So if you've used 3 blades of grass and 2 acorns, half a cup of water, a sprinkling of crushed leaves. If you can't go outside, you could maybe ask your grown-up if you could use some little things in the kitchen to make it. And then most importantly, you've got to think about, what is your potion or your medicine curing? What will it make you, what is the problem? Is it for a cold or a cough or a sore throat? Or is it for something else, for someone that can't stop sneezing or can't stop itching? Anything. So you can think of a name for your medicine, what it cures, so what will happen if you take it, and how much you should take. Should you take 1 spoonful or 2 spoonfuls every day? And then what the ingredients are. And then you could draw a little picture. Okay, so that is your task for today, children. Better get busy. See you tomorrow. Bye.